Right, we're now going to make shingles on the roof, okay? And you need to understand how to make brick prior to it. That's why I did the brick first. Shingles are just like brick in that they are done in rows, so similar to your siding. And then they are rectangular in shape and they stagger just like brick. The difference is you have to follow the slope of the roof, so your what would be vertical lines are actually going to go to the vanishing point for that particular roof. So we're going to start with right along the slope of this roof, okay, you're going to measure equal increments. Okay. Now if the last one is a little bit smaller, that's okay because things that get further away tend to look smaller. And I'm going to go from that mark to my left vanishing point because I am on the left side of my house until I hit the corner. So even if I'm into my bricks, I'm going to line my ruler up, but I'm going to skip over to the edge of my fireplace there to draw it. All right. Once I'm done with this side, I'm going to do the left side, and that's going to go to the right vanishing point because that roof there we're on the right side. And the key is to make sure you line up your corners. When you're done, it's going to look like you went right up the sides with your siding. So you have to pay attention so you don't get confused. Right, so there we have all of the rows of our shingles. We're going to start on this side, and I want to make my shingles wider than they are taller. And I made these 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to measure. And you want to start at this end because if it gets smaller at this end, that's okay because that's a corner. And I'm just going to make them 1/2 inch so they're wider. Okay. And now my odd rows, I'm going to take this mark and I'm going to go up to the vanishing point that I made for this slope of this roof. Because we have to follow the pitch of that roof. We're going to go every other one. When we're done with all of these, then we're going to repeat the same thing, so you got to be careful that your ruler doesn't move on you. Repeat the same thing that we did with our fireplace. Okay. We're going to take this whole first row and we have to make X's in each one of those. And you want to do it really light because you're going to end up erasing them. I'm only going to do part of these so you get the idea. So I made X's in each one of those, only on that row. I'm going to line my ruler up in the middle of that X, up to my vanishing point for my gabled roof, and I'm going to skip over to the even rows. So my second and fourth row there. No, fourth and sixth. I made a mistake there. Okay. And then slide over and do the same thing. So my second, fourth, and sixth. Now when I get to the other side, oops, got to pay close attention that you don't screw up. So I don't want that one there. Very easy to make mistakes. That's why I say draw super light so that you can erase. Once you get it drawn, then you can go back over and darken things. Right, so there's the roof on the house. Now I want to get the roof on my garage area. If you notice, this goes in a different direction. So we have to do the same thing that we did with the house. We have to find the slope of this roof. So every gable has its own vanishing point. So I'm going to line my ruler up, okay, on this right side because that's the slope of it, and I'm going to follow it up to a mark, okay. that is directly above my left vanishing point here. That's going to be the vanishing point for this roof. And I'm going to do the same thing. Only this time, rather than measuring at the bottom, I'm going to measure at the top, only because that's my longest line. And I'm going to repeat the same thing. So I've measured every 1/2 inch. This time I'm going to go down. So I line it up with my vanishing point, and I go every other one. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the top, and I'm going to make the X's to find the center so I can do the even rows. And you'll notice the further away you get, the flatter it's going to appear. So that really starts to flatten. And again, I'm going to make my X's in here. Just go corner to corner. Okay. And then I'm going to line it up again, so the center of my X with that vanishing point, and I'm going to do the even rows. And I would do that all the way across. Okay, so I would continue my shingles all the way down.